So you want to put a new screen protector onto your phone. Now, in my case, I already had a screen protector on, and you can see how it's been very effective at protecting that screen against an impact. That crack or discoloration there is the screen protector fracturing after it's been hit yesterday. So that's quite disappointing that I lost my screen protector, but it's amazing that my phone was protected and my screen is in good condition. Now, you don't need to replace your screen protector every time you get a little crack in it. So this particular screen protector has been on this phone for quite some time. So the nature of screen protectors is that they protect the screen by absorbing the shock into the screen protector and fracturing the screen protector during that process of absorbing the shock. If the screen protector is already fractured, the ability to be able to absorb the shock is significantly reduced and your phone screen is at risk. So once you get an impact area like this that's damaged, and I can see another one here and I can see another one here, you really do need to replace the screen. Now, this particular phone has a curved screen and they are notorious for fracturing around that curvature. So we need to be very, very careful and make sure that at any stage we see any fracture or reduced structural integrity of the screen protector, we should replace it. This particular screen protector is curved, and curved screen protectors are notoriously difficult to stick to a screen and remain stuck on that screen. So what we'll be using is a glue and an ultraviolet light that activates that glue. Now, all of this came in the kit. If you go to a shop and you ask for a tempered glass screen protector for a curved screen phone, they may very well tell you that they are not available and they can only give you a flexible one. You don't need to go down that path. You can still use a tempered glass screen protector. Now, some people advise against using glues. They say they're really difficult to get off later, etc. I don't have any of that problem whatsoever. In the kits, you usually get one of these activator lights. They plug into a USB cable and then you just simply run them over the screen after you've put the glue on, just backwards and forwards for about 90 seconds or so, and the glue is activated and the job's done. Well, I got a bit tired of that, so I got onto AliExpress and I purchased one of these activator lights. They're really cool. They just sit straight over the top like that. You turn it on, you walk away, come back later, and it's all done. So that's just for convenience sake. Also, there's more light intensity. That also plugs into a USB cable. There's also this model available. If you wanted to save a little bit, you can just put that one down there on top like that. You still have to move it up and down a little bit, but it's real convenient and I don't have to worry about these little lights. So anyway, that's just a build. You don't necessarily need to have that. I would recommend you just buy a cheap kit like this. Now, you don't need to pay big dollars. There are other kits available on the market like this particular one that has and I'll open it up and show you. It has a frame inside. It has frame and weights and all sorts of wonderful equipment to make the job a little easier. You don't need it. Right, it's just bells and whistles. They're going to charge you a lot for it. I think these go for about $39 Australian, something like that. And I can get this screen protector kit for about $5. So very, very different in price. And this does the same job. Though, if you are a little bit concerned, you can go down the other path. But if you're going down the other path and buying one of these particular kits, you're probably better off just going to a shop. They'll charge you $40 and they'll put the screen protector on. So let's save some money. Let's do it ourselves, but let's do it well. The area needs to be really clean, free from any lint. Now, this is a hand towel that I've dried off, washed, dried off, and I took it outside and I shook it out to make sure there was no lint whatsoever on it. Now, because we're using glue, I recommend also using adhesive tape to seal any potential areas where the glue can get in. And that just helps protect the phone. So, as an example, I'll just look down the side of the phone. You can see all of these controls down the side. I generally like to just run a little bit of tape across them like this, and that just protects them from being exposed to the glue, should the glue run down the side. I'll do the same on the other one. Making sure that I'm not too high up on the screen, but I'm also significantly over the items I wanted to protect. Now just fold that back and that's fine. I can take that off later. Moving around, I'm looking for more. I can't see any. Oh, look at all this area underneath. So that will need to be protected. So I'll take some tape. Now you may see shops doing screen protectors, tempered glass screen protectors, particularly over in Asia, where they're big on these things, and they won't seal it up like this. Well, all I can say is that they are better than me, and they generally are. They're doing, you know, tens of these a day. So there's some more at the top there where the SIM card goes in. So a couple of holes. I'll just cover that over like that. So that phone is now protected. Now, some phones have a microphone right inside here, and you need to be aware of that. So if you've got a microphone in there, you'll need to cover that over as well. And that'll require you just putting a small piece of tape across that bottom edge and then making sure the screen protector doesn't come down over the top of it. So you need to be really careful when you're covering over all of these areas or openings with tape to make sure you cover them all. So at the bottom here, we've got a microphone hole there that needs to be covered, SIM card hole where you put the piece in to open the SIM card. At the top here, we've got another 2 microphones. That's on the Samsung. This is a Samsung S21 Ultra, by the way. And then right in the top, in the edge up here, most people don't know this, there's a tiny slot. And that slot is the speaker slot that you would put up against your ear when you're listening to the phone. So you need to make sure that nothing gets in that. Now, I have had glue get in that before, and all I did was just carefully remove it by using a little bit of alcohol swabbed onto a pointed device, and I carved it out basically and tipped it out and carved it out and tipped it out very, very gently without pushing in too far so you damage the speaker, because the speaker is inside there. So anyway, if that happens to you, that's what you need to do. Otherwise, you just pull this. You can see the screen protector is pulled away from that screen slightly to make sure that you don't go down into that space. Now, this sounds technical. It's not that technical. Once you get into it, you'll realize it's a very easy thing to do. So let's prepare the phone for the screen protector. What we're going to do now is we're going to remove the old screen protector, make sure I don't dribble all these pieces onto here and then they later compromise my installation. So I'm just going to pull it over to the side a little, and you can see that that is just lifting up really easily. I've just got to grab a corner. I'll try this corner. You can see how that's coming up now on that corner, and see how that's just, I'm just gently pulling that up. All I'm trying to do is get it off in one piece rather than little tiny pieces. You can see how it's lifting. Now, there's no problem in getting a screen off. There it is, and it's come off nicely in one piece. And the reason I wanted to do that is I wanted to try and keep that phone as clean as possible. So I can discard that old piece now. And you can see, I don't know if you can see the fracture marks through it, but there was a lot, but I probably added a few more there. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean that screen with some alcohol. But before I do that, I'm just going to inspect it to make sure there was no damage. No, there was no damage. That screen protector's done a fantastic job at looking after my phone and saving me hundreds of dollars on repairs. So first thing you need to do when you get a phone is make sure that you get a screen protector, a good one, put on there. Don't listen to the garbage that people in shops tell you. A lot of that's based on what they have in stock, so don't listen to that. You do your own research and put a tempered glass screen protector on there. No, you don't use a hydrogel one or anything of those nature because they feel really nice. That's not what we're putting screen protectors on for. We're not putting screen protectors on the phones to make them feel nice. We're putting screen protectors on phones to protect them. So I'm just going to get that alcohol wipe now. And I'm just going to clean that. Open it up. I hate the way they make them so small. That's why I've got an extra bottle of alcohol handy should I need it. Now, as I'm doing it, I'm just wiping off, right? So that anything that's on there will go off to the sides rather than just be dragged around the screen. I'm going to take it up a little bit. And I'm going to clean around the edges as well, because that's where a lot of the last residue from the screen protector before will still be showing. I'm going to give it a really heavy wipe. Okay, so it's a really heavy wipe. My intention here is to pull off any previous residue that's been remaining on that screen. And I can feel it getting drier as I'm wiping it, and it's really feeling like it's clean. Now, if you've got another light, and I've got a light overhead which you're now looking up at through the phone, but I've also got a window light to the side of me shining some daylight through to the screen, so I can look at it on an angle and I can check to see whether there is any particles or smearing or anything of that nature on the screen. So I'm carefully going to put it down, making sure I don't disturb anything and put anything into the atmosphere that's later going to settle onto the phone. Okay, so that's really nice. Now I'm going to move to my drying cloth. I'm going to use the new one that came with the kit. Take it out to the side, shake it, and I'm just going to wipe that clean like this. Okay, that's in really good shape. Okay, I'm now going to prepare the glue and the light, and we'll be back in a tick. So I've now prepared my light. I've plugged it into a USB adapter, and I will bring it over when I need to. Now let me just show you how these little stickers work. These little stickers, they go like this, and they're just used to pick up any final things that you might need. Now you may notice that in this kit came a series of guide stickers. The way these work is you position the screen protector onto the phone, you take the guide sticker 1, 2 and 3 and apply them to the edge of the screen protector, and you line everything up. Once it's lined up, you fold the guide sticker around the corner or the back of the phone, and that effectively creates an edge. Then you lift up the screen protector, which will be bound by the guide stickers on one edge. You pull off the backing and you rest it back down and seal it off. Now, because I'm using glues, I don't have to worry about that. I can move the screen protector around the screen like this and get an ideal position before I apply the light. So the guide stickers in this case become redundant. I don't use them. If you weren't using the light, well, you may find the guide sticker would be much better for you. And the reason is because once you pull that backing off, if you don't have a glue and that screen protector touches the screen, it'll immediately start to adhere to the screen and you won't have anywhere to move. So that's one of the reasons I love using glue. Now, I've just contaminated that screen again with that screen protector, so let me just give that a good clean. Minimize it. Just going to put a little bit on that edge, like that. I'm losing my light. I'll put it under there. The camera's covering up my light. I need light to be able to see all this. Okay, that edge where that speaker is covered up now. There's only such a small amount being covered over. But like I said, I'm not going to push the glue right up into that area. Okay, we are ready to rock and roll. I'm going to move that to the side so I don't contaminate the screen once the glue's on. Now, this is the critical point. Once you start putting glue on, you really don't have anywhere to go with contaminating the screen. You get a bit of dust on there, that dust is going to sit on your phone after you put the screen protector on. There's not much you can do about it. I have tried to take them off before. I have been able to do it, but you know what? It hasn't been easy. So I'm going to dust my hands off, because my hands are going to have a little bit of dust on it too when I come over the top of the screen. Then I'm going to unscrew this, and I'm going to put a couple of dots. 1, 2, 3. It's a bit more than a couple, isn't it? I'm just going to push it around the screen like this, not all in one place. There's quite a bit going on, don't worry. The phone will use it. I'm now pulling my screen protector to the side, and I'm just going to drop that on the top now. Let me just give that a quick clean. And you watch the glue start to spread by itself now. Look at this. It's a little work of art now. I'm going to, as you can see, I can position this. I've got lots of room to move in, and you can see it's going to the end there, but the end is just short of that speaker. I'm just going to push that to the side. I've got a little bubble there. I'm going to try and get that out. So I've got a card here that I can do with that. And the bubbles, I'm taking them out. See, I'm just moving them to the side. And those bubbles are gone. Now they've got some up here. Just going to move those out. This one over here, you can see the glue's pouring out of the sides. Take that one out, take that one out. Now, it's quite rewarding when this does work, and as you can see, all the bubbles are gone. And I'm feeling excited. Now, you want to make sure the edges are lined up, because when you put your case on, it has the potential to come in contact with the edges. You don't want that. So, as you can see, as I mentioned earlier on, I've got lots of time to fiddle around with this. I haven't covered up my speakers. And now I'm going to bring the light over to do its work. And you can see that that's perfectly adhered there. There's no bubbles at all. Put that on top. You only want about 90 seconds to make sure I don't disturb the screen when I do this. So let's start the timer and we'll come back. Okay, I think we might be done. I'm going to have a look at this. Now, I'm just going to have a look at that. You can see that glue there. I'm just using a sharp utility knife. Shouldn't cut towards yourself, but I can see that, yeah, that's, it feels like a bit rubbery at the moment, which is okay. Right, that's good. And up top here, what's it like? Yep, same deal. So I'm just going to lift that tape off now and just remove. I better just turn that light off so you can see on what I'm doing. There you go, that's a bit better. Now I'm going to remove that tape, as I said. You can see the tape coming up. You see how that's just pulling that glue that was stuck up into that spot off, and there's a little bit there. I'm going to take that off. That's off. Beautiful. And I'm going to come around here. There's some more tape. You can see how effective that tape was at making sure the glue didn't stick to where we didn't want it. You see I'm pulling that off now, and it's got a whole heap of glue on it. And up it comes, just gently pulling it off, and there it is, that one's done. But the top of that phone's beautiful and shiny. It's really clean. Now, this is a little bit of residue from the past, so I can just pull that off. That glue will just come off like rubber. It's very easy to get off. Now, on the side here, I can see some of the glue is still a little bit damp. But it's not an issue. It won't damage your phone. And that's the glue that's sitting around the back that's stuck to the sticky tape, the adhesive tape, I should say. And that glue wasn't exposed to the light, so that's why we're getting a little bit of residue. I'm going to pull that off. There we go. Keep coming, keep coming. I don't like it when it comes off in little bits and pieces, because now I've got to go back like now. Now I have to go back and clean up a bit. You see that? The tape's definitely there, but I didn't get it off in one hit, so now I'm going to have to pull it off this way with my nail. But it's coming off, no problem at all. You can see how that button is covered now. I'm just going to pull that glue off, because we know underneath there is tape. And see how that's just rolling off? I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it's just rolling off and it's coming off very easy. There it is. And the same thing on the other side. Look at that. Just because the tape's there, it just came off in one piece. So that's all clean now. That's good. Now you want to get it all off, because when you put it in your case, it'll actually create a barrier between the case and the phone, which is going to compromise the phone as well. Little bumps and lumps inside your case is not really what you want. Okay, and we're back around to the bottom now. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm pulling this tape off. Like this. Now, if you wanted to be a bit smarter than me, you probably could have folded the tape end over so that it didn't stick. It doesn't matter, I got it off anyway. As it's coming up, you can see that that tape is discoloured. It's all covered with glue. And away we go. That one's off as well. I can clean that up. Any residue that's remaining. That's good. SIM card opening isn't compromised at all. That's really good. It's really good. Now, so let me make sure I don't hit anything on my cameras. Cameras are important, particularly for me, because this phone goes into my gimbal for my blogging. It looks all right. Yeah, nice and clean. Oh, a little bit of smearing on that. I might just see if I can get some alcohol into that. Where's that alcohol wipe? And that's it. My phone is now finished. Now, you will sometimes notice there's some glue on the outside. So I don't know if you can see that piece of glue stuck there. There are little bubbles that have just appeared on the outside whilst I was working. So they're really easy to get off. Just give them a flick and they come straight off. That one's off. Now, up top here, you can see that edge where it hasn't actually, I don't know if you can see that in the video, but it hasn't actually come to the edge and contaminated the speaker. And the reason for that is, of course, that I was able to keep the screen down while I was applying it, and I also had it covered with a little bit of adhesive tape. So I'm quite proud of that. That's a really nice fitting. What can I say? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe and share. I love it when other people benefit from the work that I'm doing, and I need as many subscribers as I can get because it does help the channel grow. So thank you very much and have a great day.